Hello everyone, this is Roxas1359. Welcome to the first game of the Summer of Bits with Kirby's Dreamland. For the mind of Masahiro Sakurai and HAL Laboratories, published by Nintendo in 1992, Kirby's Dreamland is the beginning of the Kirby franchise. 20 years later, it was ported onto the Kirby Dream Collection for Kirby's 20th anniversary, which is how we will be playing this game, ladies and gentlemen. So let us start with Green Greens. This is post-commentary for this one because I decided I need to kind of focus on this. Because while Kirby's Dreamland was designed with kids in mind, as this being their first video game, it's still, you know, when you're commentating over it, can be a little bit of a pain. Now, you might be questioning, oh, well, how long is this project gonna be? This entire video is, pretty much the entire game. Yeah, Kirby's Dreamland is very short, and part of that is because the original Game Boy was usually populated with a lot of games that were fairly short. The Pokemon games were kind of later on, but for this game right here, we're going to be going through all the worlds of the game, and we're going to be getting to the ending, all in just this one video, which is why it's a little bit longer than I'd like, but it's appropriate. What I'm going to be doing also is, once we end up finishing this, I'm going to be showing off another version of Kirby's Dreamland, which was ported into Superstar and later on Superstar Ultra. We'll be looking at Superstar Ultra's version for this in particular. And that is because pretty much there are some slight differences. Now, what's my history with Kirby? Well, honestly, it's not too much of a history. My first Kirby game ever was Kirby 64 back on the N64. After that, I ended up playing through some of the earlier Kirby games. I played through Dreamland 2 and 3, and then more recently, I ended up skipping Amazing Mirror and Return to Dreamland, although I extremely wanted Return to Dreamland. Later on, I found out that it's just a remake of Kirby's Adventure, which I played later on. And in the end, yeah, I love the franchise. It's a lot of fun. Now, you might be questioning, well, Roxas, this is Kirby, so then why aren't you, you know, absorbing anything? Well, Kirby's Dreamland, the original version, does not have copying abilities at all. This was before Kirby got his trademark ability for copying people, what he's known for, so that's kind of baffling. But already we're at our first boss, an iconic one at that, Wispy Woods. Why don't we just chop down this tree? This will be a lot easier. Nope, we're gonna spit apples at him? Okay. So yes, Kirby is always a franchise that I've been meaning to start up on this channel. In fact, before I came up with the Summer of Bits, initially this was going to be the Summer of Kirby. I was going to be playing Kirby games because I have just about every Kirby game bar 2. I don't have Squeak Squad or Mass Attack, but I have every other Kirby game. And with the Kirby Dream Collection, that just makes life a lot easier for me to record things. But let's move on to Stage 2 with Castle Lololo. And go back into why I decided to change this to the Summer of Bits instead of the Summer of Kirby. Well, honestly, it's because while I enjoy Kirby games, I kind of wanted to diversify it more. Over time, as I began to think about, you know, the Summer of Kirby, I started realizing, you know, there's a lot of other bit games that would be a lot of fun to play. So why don't I just do a summer to celebrate all of them? Which is how the Summer of Bits came to be, ladies and gentlemen. Does this mean I will be doing more Kirby games in the future? Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is literally just one video, and just like how I do my other projects, Kirby games are going to be done in order, which means, technically speaking, the next game I do is going to be Kirby's Adventure, although I may just opt into doing not Return to Dreamland, Nightmare in Dreamland, because that is a remake of Kirby's Adventure, just with better sprites, so I may just end up doing that. But let's go up over this way and grab ourselves an invincibility candy. So, going up, avoiding all the things. Oh, look, Broom Witch, let's kill it. Silly Broom Witch, you're never going to clean everything. And here we have a bunch of ghosts. I don't remember all the enemy names for Kirby games. I always have a hard time remembering them. There is a staff credit roll if you end up doing the extra mode of this game, which I'm not doing for this project, if you could not tell. To do the extra mode game, I believe you have to hit B down and select on the title screen of Kirby's Dreamland, and then it will turn it into extra mode. Extra mode is basically the hard mode of the game. I just wanted to take care of the game just normally, because while I, get through this game rather simply, this game still can be hard for me, so to speak, because there's some older gaming conventions I'm not as well used to. I've talked about this before in other projects, how when I hit a certain threshold for certain games, it gets to be a little bit difficult for me. And in the case of Kirby's Dreamland, it's not too difficult, but I have been known to die in this game. Now, don't just let that sink in. I die in a Kirby game. Then again, I will say this as well. Compared to the other version of Kirby's Dreamland that we're going to be doing inside of the bonus part, which is going to be the next episode tomorrow, this is actually harder than that version. Because the version that I'm going to be doing tomorrow is the one that's available inside of Kirby's Superstar Ultra and regular Superstar, which is known as Spring Breeze. And that one introduces the copy abilities in. So that makes this a lot easier, because just like how Sonic 1 is a lot easier when you end up getting the spin dash in because the game wasn't designed around it, Kirby's Dreamland becomes even easier when you end up putting in copy abilities because the game wasn't designed around it. Although I will say that the copy abilities inside of Kirby's Dreamland are a lot better. Anyway, we're fighting Lololo and Lololo right now. Two people and two characters that always confuse me inside of the, Kirby Right Back At Ya anime, which I did watch as a child, and I will admit it was a guilty pleasure. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing ever. It was still interesting and kept me interested on Saturday mornings too. And Jetix, when Jetix was a thing. And I just realized I've dated myself because not many people are gonna know what the hell Jetix is. Well, let's just grab this and do a little dance, which is actually funny how these dances are coming to be, because you can know some of these animations from Kirby's sprite are from when he takes damage and when he falls. That's pretty much how they got him to dance in the Game Boy up until I think it was, I want to say Superstar was when they finally were able to get it to where they didn't have to use Kirby's like getting hurt and falling animations to make his dances, but it might have been a little bit later until Dreamland 3. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, here with our lovely new water level, whose name I already forgot. Aren't I the greatest Kirby fan? We have our introduction of Waddle Dunes. Yes, we have the Waddle Dunes with their eye lasers and flying squids. They're squids now, and they know they're squids now. Nothing about this kid crap. Anyway, there is one representation of a small power in this, and that is Mike, which once you end up absorbing it, simply just spit it out. Kirby will end up screaming into it and possibly kill everyone because, their eardrums burst open. That's my explanation for it, because Kirby is really a genocidal maniac. This little cute thing, yeah, it's evil. It's just evil. So let's just murder everything around. Everything looks so cute and innocent, so let's go and kill it. Just like Kirby. He looks cute and innocent, and gray. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's common knowledge at this point, but when this game came out and when you see the box art for it, pretty much Kirby is gray. And the reason for this is because Masahiro Sakurai and Shigeru Miyamoto pretty much hadn't come into an agreement of what color to make Kirby yet. Miyamoto wanted Kirby to be yellow, while Sakurai wanted him to be pink. In the end, Sakurai ended up winning, and honestly, I think he's a lot better for it because a yellow Kirby would just look weird. With pink, he stands out so much more, and I love that. I also would love, and when I get to the rest of the Kirby games, maybe after the summer is over, I'll start some more, but I do need to work on my list first, so it's gonna be fun, get done with the Summer of Bits, go from something cute like Kirby to BioShock Infinite. Yeah, that's a tonal shift right there, if there ever was one. Anyway, if you go up right here, there's a Maximum Tomato for you, which will restore all your health. Go down here, and you progress with the level, which is what we need to do. And looks like we got some little puffer fish things. I really need to remember the names of the Kirby enemies. I apologize for that. Anyway, I get a lot of slowdown for here. I don't know if this is on the original version of the, Game Boy cartridge as well. I doubt that there's slowdown on the original cartridge. I'm going to assume it's the Dream Collection that's causing this, because this is pretty much being emulated right now. For those that don't know, because I do know that I have some PAL region viewers, and they never actually got the Kirby Dream Collection, something that is a very big crime, I believe. The Kirby Dream Collection comes with a collection of games from Kirby's Dreamland up to Kirby 64. So on the disc is Dreamland 1, Adventure, Dreamland 2, Dreamland 3, and then Kirby 64 Crystal Shards. Oh, that's gonna be a fun one when I get to that one. And pretty much that deals with everything that's inside the disc. There's also some bonus collectibles. But for right now, let us fight Kabula, which is apparently a girl. Is this because of the whole convention of naming ships after women and referring to them as she or female? I don't get how you would classify Kabula as a girl, but oh well. Either way, get that and do our little triple dance made out of me falling. Yay! So, now we move on to stage 4, Bubbly Clouds, which spits out a bunch of Kirbys. That's concerning. So, Bubbly Clouds, here's me not paying attention. Yeah, I was looking at something at that moment and I forgot that I was recording, and so I got hit by that Waddle Dune. Silly me getting hit by Waddle Dunes. Meanwhile, we have Waddle D's right there. And, just to do a little bit of a plug, if you're ever curious about me and other Kirby games, this isn't the first Kirby game I've done. Technically, on Scarlet Equinox, I did Kirby's Return to Dreamland with the Afro Battle, Link's Paradox, and the Mad Cat. And believe me, by the end of it, we were dead. Anyway, those things right there, those cute little gray things we saw in the back there, those are Scarfies. Do not inhale near a Scarfie. Do not ever inhale near a Scarfie. If you see a Scarfie, kill it in any other means, but inhaling. The reason for this is because they're evil. Pure evil, and will go right after you once you end up trying to suck them up. They turn into their true form, and that's why I hate Scarfies. Sir Kibbles, I'm fine with. See, I remember some Kirby names, I just don't remember all of them. I remember Scarfies, because I despise Scarfies. Waddle Dees, which is because I generally am murdering all of them. Sir Kibbles, because they give me the ever so lovely cutter ability in later games, and a few more here and there. Now, I believe that the staff credit that they give you, I don't think they do it for normal mode. I think they only do the staff credit and, you know, enemy names for the hard mode of the game, which isn't too bad. I mean, Kirby has 6 hits, as you can see, and I get hit a lot because I'm just rather an idiot. But in hard mode, Kirby can pretty much take a few hits before he gets in trouble. More importantly, if he gets hit by Gordos, those spike balls, they will do 3 damage apiece. So you get hit by Gordo twice, you're dead. So yeah, watch out for Gordos in that hard mode, because Gordos can be a pain. It's also the reason why I didn't want to deal with it, because unfortunately, you know, Wispy Woods ends up summoning Gordos, and they're more of a challenge than Wispy Woods. Anyway, this little floating eye right here in all of its mystic glory is Kracko Jr. Isn't he adorable? Let's kill him. What's with the, now that I think about it, what's with the Kirby series and floating eyes? It's like Nintendo and floating hands. Only this one's a little bit more creepy because this is literally a floating eyeball. So die. Nobody wants you, Kracko Jr. And away we go. Now, I believe I end up dying around here because I do something stupid. And yes, it is possible to die in this game. Doesn't make you any less of a gamer. Makes me an idiot, but then again, I'm an idiot for most things. So, let's go right through here, get ourselves healed up a bit. Go up. If you go down right there, there is a Maximum Tomato, but it is right above some spikes, and if you hit the spikes, you pretty much lose 3 hits, I believe, which is why I almost fell in those spikes right there. Very nerve-wracking. Oh, Scarfie, die. Nobody likes Scarfies. Right? Now, I believe I die right here, because what ends up happening is I'm walking, shooting my fireballs with my spicy hot curry. Yes, that did come from Kirby. That wasn't just like, you know, a Smash Bros thing that they added in. I end up spitting out, and I fall into a pit to my death. No worries, though, because I can just spawn right here. That's one thing I will say that Kirby games are generally extremely good with. When you do die, you will get a good checkpoint. I've never really had a Kirby game to where I had bad checkpoints to where I can think of. Maybe inside Kirby's... maybe inside Return to Dreamland, but that's about it. Anyway, floating on up here, there is a door, but what you want to do is you want to go in the moon. Because you fall down, and you can get some goodies, such as Maxim Tomatoes. You get 1-ups. Get that, and... oh, missed that other life. And now it's time for our main boss. Instead of Kracko Jr., we get Kracko, floating eye with spikes. That has to hurt. So, pretty much what's the strategy for Kracko? He'll try to swipe down at you, simply just jump over him, get out of distance from his little eye blasts, lather, rinse, repeat. Kracko, inside of the hard mode, has a move to where he will rush you and will try to attack you that way. So that's really the only difference between Kracko inside of the hard mode and the easy mode. Pretty much that could be the same case for all of them. They just try to rush at Kirby more. But there goes Kracko. That's probably the easiest time I've ever had with him. He really didn't try much. Yay! I love that little dance. But now it's on to stage 5, Mount Dedede. I will say this right now. I love Dedede's theme. But this is before this game is actually before Dedede had his full theme. So it's gonna repeat after a while, and very fast and noticeably. But what is Mount Dedede? It is a boss rush. So let's start with the one we just fought, and that is Kracko. And I should also point out that when you're falling like this, if you hit an enemy, you technically will kill them. So touch that Kirby, it will be a screen nuke, and now we gotta fight Kracko again. Hi Kracko, remember me? I just killed you. Now I'm going to do it again. Why? Because Kirby's a sadistic little prick. Honestly, in most of his games, he's the cause of the problem. And he doesn't even realize it. But he's just so innocent that we just have to love him. It's just so cute. I mean, there's nobody that's gonna come and clobber that there Kirby. That doesn't come until Return to Dreamland. I mean, King Dedede does, but that's not much. And speaking of which, I just realized we got to Mount Dedede. I never really talked about the story of this game, because really all this seems like is that, you know, Kirby's just going around killing things. Which is pretty much a Kirby game in general, but pretty much the story of the game, as I'm like, we're almost done with the video too, I love that. The story of the game is King Dedede and his forces ended up coming through Dreamland and stealing all the food. So Kirby went after them to go and get the food back for the denizens of Dreamland. Because Dedede really needs to eat all the food in Dreamland. I mean, come on. That's pretty ridiculous, King Dedede. Pretty ridiculous. And this is honestly the only time Dedede is really the main villain. Every other time, he's either possessed or at most, he's just a jerk. But back to fighting Kabula again. Same strategy as before. Kabula won't do anything else. You're just fighting the bosses again, which is pretty standard actually for a lot of old video games, especially handheld titles where you have to fight them again. I blame Mega Man for causing the trend of that, but I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, I do enjoy fighting some bosses again. But there we go, that takes care of Kabula. So let's go and take on Lololo and Lololo. Now, what makes Mount Dedede a little bit harder than other places is the fact that you have no means of healing yourself in Mount Dedede, which is kind of a pain. I would have liked it if we had at least one healing item, which we would do in later games because this is a similar sort of style that we will get later into Kirby games when it comes to the arenas that are inside later Kirby games, which I will be doing when I eventually do Kirby games. And I'm kind of trapped right here. So I realized that. I'm like, oh, great. I got 1 hit left, and I can die against Lololo and Lololo. Their main ability is pushing boxes. What am I going to do? I will be the laughingstock around the town if I die to these two. Don't worry, I don't die to these two. At least I don't think I do. It's been a while since I've recorded this one. Nope. Now, how do you tell the difference between the two? Well, Lololo is the one with the non-ribbon. Lololo is the one with the ribbon. There we go. That's how you tell the difference. Which is really interesting, because when I was a kid and I originally played this, I always questioned, you know, Kirby with why he was hanging out with Lololo and Lololo in the Right Back At Ya show. Because, you know, they were bosses. They were hired by Dedede to basically get rid of Kirby. Why are they hanging out with the main heroes, and why are they good? I don't know. Because back then I used to think that, you know, there was actual cooperation between a game studio and a showmaker. Oh, I was a naive little child. I learned that the hard way with Sonic. But let's take on our last of the regular bosses, Wispy Woods again. Ah, Wispy. Always the first boss, and always the weakest. Honestly, Wispy Woods just is not really a threat at all. So, he could be kind of a threat to me, because I kind of have 1 hit left, but oh well. An interesting thing right here, the boss music's not playing for this at all. Then again, I don't think it played during Lololo and Lololo either, so that's the case. Right, and hit another apple. There we go, jump over that. And 1, 2. Bye, Wispy. You try so hard. But once they're all gone, go into the middle. And it's time to take on King Dedede. So pretty much what you have to do is you have to get the right stars from him. And then you can end up hitting him back with those. Now, you need to watch out for his hammer, because his hammer is based on where you are standing at the time when he pulls out the hammer. He has his suction attack, he has his ground pound, he has his hammer, and he has his tripping move. See? His moveset comes from here, and from all other games. Pretty much just keep going, and you'll be fine. Dedede is not too hard, in all honesty, but he is a lot of fun to fight, I will say. Then again, I'm a huge Dedede fan. I love King Dedede. And he's really being generous with me. And I almost got hit right there, that was close. But when I hit him, it glitched out his sound. Now, yes, I was actually about to mention, I should watch out. Don't be in the air when he has his hammer attack, because Dedede will jump up and try to hit you with his hammer. Right, that's his tripping move. So let's get right here. Pulls out his hammer. Suck it in. Put him out. So, 3 more hits, and Dedede's done. 2 more hits, and Dedede's done, but something's telling me I screw up. And died. Honestly, seeing as how I made it through that far with Dedede with that, I was a little bit upset, but not too bad. And luckily the game checkpoints you to where all the bosses are dead, so you don't need to worry. Nope, I got hit right there. And I've already gotten hit twice. And at this point I'm going, what am I doing, Roxas? You got hit twice, yet last time you did so good against King Dedede. Or as he's known in Japan, Dedede. I'm sorry, whenever I hear the Japanese voice actor for that, it's just so weird, because, I mean, I know in Japanese it's supposed to be in Japanese it's Dedede, because that's literally what the syllables are, but Dedede sounds so much better. Then again, that's probably just me being ignorant. I shouldn't be ignorant. That's terrible. What I should be doing is I should be talking about this game, and how we're almost done with it already. Yeah, this is why I don't do this long of videos, usually. Because I run out of things to say. Oh, no. Oh, I was hoping you would hit down the ground. All right, come on, Dedede. Pull out your hammer. Bye. Pull out your hammer again. Oh, ground pound, that works too. Bye. Bye. 1 more hit, and Dedede is gone. So, let's wait for him to do his attack. This is his hammer. And there we go. Flying out of the castle. All hail Kirby, our new king, as he returns the food to all of Dreamland and steals Dedede's castle. So, there you go. That is Kirby's Dreamland for the Game Boy Color. Created and developed by Masahiro Sakurai and published by Nintendo. My thoughts on Kirby's Dreamland: it's definitely a game that's meant to get kids into video games for the first time, and that's not a bad thing. It's a fun little game, it's rather easy to play, and it's something that's always enjoyable to go through, just to see where Kirby got his start. I would like to thank everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more of the Summer of Bits. So, our next episode, we're going to be taking care of the new version of Kirby's Dreamland in Kirby Superstar Ultra. So, this has been Roxas1359, and I hope to see you guys for the next episode.